So I'm doing a septic tank replacement today. So I already got the permit and everything from the county. They came out last week and done what they needed to do and got me the paperwork. So the reason for replacing this tank is not just because it's old, because I've seen tanks from the 50s that look good and just drop a filter in the outlet and be done with them. This one here is from 19, oh man, I think it's 1964. It's either 64 or 74. I have to look at the paperwork. I can't remember. But either way, we done an inspection on it after I pumped it last, and found these cracks in the wall here. That's the inlet side, and on the outlet side, it's got the same thing. And on the wall over here. So, and that constitutes a septic tank replacement. And you can also see on this wall right here, it's kind of bowed in. It's supposed to be straight across. And same with this one here. You can tell it's bowed in. But I'm gonna get my pump truck around here, pump this out. That way I can, well, actually before I pump it out, I'm gonna start a new hole for the new tank, and then I'll work on getting that pumped out and crushed in and filled in. So, and that'll be it. These lids, I'm going to go ahead and scrape them off with the shovel so I can get those lifted off, because I'm going to recycle those, using for a home project. But that's it. So for now, I'm just going to dig the new tank hole. It's going right here. And yeah, there we have it. Alright, see you in a little bit. I actually figured I'd pump it before I start digging, because that way if I put dirt in here, I'm not sucking up a bunch of mud. So you can see better that crack on that wall right there, and the outlet side as well. So yep, this is it. So once I get this pumped out, I'm going to dig out the inlet pipe so I can get a elevation on it, so I can set my laser to it, to the new depth of the septic tank, or the new tank. So little whirlpool action. Got it all pumped out. It's maybe like an inch of just trash there. Now to get this inlet pipe uncovered a little bit so I can get a good elevation on that and start digging a new hole. Alright, got my inlet pipe uncovered. Homeowner also requested me to replace all the cast iron that I can. So for ease of me, so I don't have to cut the cast iron or anything, I can just take off this boot here and just change it from PVC out. He said he's going to have a plumber do the inside as far as up to the wall, so that should be good enough for them. It's shallow enough they should be able to do that with a shovel. But I'm going to change it to PVC from here to the new tank. So that's it. Got my elevation shot, and it's set to the bottom of the pipe. So now I look at my spec sheet and get my depth that I need to the inlet of the septic tank, the new tank, and then I pretty much just set the difference with my receiver and dig the hole till to the depth. That's pretty much how I do that. So I'm going to show you the spec sheet so you get a visual of what it looks like. Alright, so this is the spec sheet from the precaster I order my tanks from. So today I'm going to be using a mid-seam septic tank, and it's going to be a 1,500 gallon. So my hole size needs to be 13 long by 7 foot wide, and the bottom of the inlet is 58 inches. So from the bottom of the tank, bottom of the tank to the pretty much the invert of the tank is 58 inches, and the outlet's 56. I mean, I don't really need to do anything with the outlet side, just the inlet side. Like I said, I come up the pipe about 2 feet, so I'm already, a couple inches higher than where it punches out through the old tank. So I'm already raised up enough to get fall from the new tank to the drain line. So I ain't worried about that. Worried about the outlet elevation. So I just need to set my receiver. I'm gonna put it at 58. I'm not gonna do any extra, just because I don't want to drop the tank down to have level from the tank to the drain line, because the existing is already, it's already dang near level between where it punches through there and the outlet bottom. So that's why I came up 2 foot to get a at least a 4-inch, well, not a 4-inch, but a 2-inch gain above what we already have on the outlet side, so I don't have to worry about getting fall to the drain line. So that's it. Alright, so laying out the footprint for the new tank hole. I know it said 13'7". The actual tank length is 126 inches. So in reality, it's just as long as this one. So the extra footage, well, 126 inches is only 10 foot 6. Yeah, 10'6". So with a 13-foot hole, it's just, enough to give you some wiggle room if you gotta, tweak it a little bit to level it out. But that's good to know. My marker is the lengthwise. Just need to be at least a foot on each side lengthwise on the, with the old tank here. Sorry for shaking the camera around. And then widthwise, so that's a 3-foot bucket. So two scrapes side by side is 6 foot. I didn't look at the width. I think it's 66 wide. So 6 foot is 72 inches, and tank 66. So again, like I said, side rule. Always have extra hole width. So when I go through and scrape the next portion, I'll just leave a 6-inch gap between the two and just take out the ridge in the middle. So that's pretty much how I'll do that. And that's it. So I'll start the hole like right here, and then just carry it back to the outside of that one. And as I dig, that way I don't get too far ahead of myself and not be able to come back and scrape out some more if I need to. I'll continue checking it with the grade rod. I already got it set to where I need it. So, alright, let's get to digging. Let's see, it's 8:45 now. I gotta get to rolling, because I told them I'd be ready by 9:30. So it'll take me at least 30 minutes to dig this hole. Alright, let's get to it. Before I get too far in putting too much dirt in the old tank, we'll go ahead and crush in the walls. That way, when I do put dirt in here, I ain't got to worry about it, having concrete so shallow. I got to haul it away. So, but an action shot here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to hold my phone and work the controls. I don't have my GoPro today. And that's how you properly abandon a septic tank in North Carolina. Just pump it out, crush it in place, and then just put dirt over it. Okay, so got the hole done. And it is 9:25. So 30, so it'll take 40 minutes. So, yeah. Now I'm waiting on the new tank to get here and get that son of a gun set in and plumbed in, and Inspector, I got him set for 11 o'clock, so we should be done by then. Heck yeah. And covered up. And go to the next one. So we got the septic tank set. We're getting final touches on it, leveling it out now. So, alright, we got the new tank drops all leveled up, and he's going away. So I can't really, while I'm in the middle of trying to level this thing and set it and everything, I can't film that because I don't have, like I said, I don't have my chest mount. So other than that, this is it. So the stamp that the inspector looks at when he gets here is right there. The manufacturer, the size it is, and then that STB stands for septic tank with baffle, and the number is the form number that they registered their forms with through the state. So, and then now North Carolina doesn't require it anymore to have it on the final inspection, but that's the date of the manufacture of the tank, 5/23/25. But like I said, I still leave it uncovered because the inspector, just for that way they don't, it's not a requirement, but they don't. I don't want them to have a green tank. A green tank meaning a tank that's less than 28 days old. So if it's less than 28 days old, then they'll have to come out with the rebound hammer and check and make sure it's cured enough to withstand being in operation. Oh, friend, let me grab you and get you out of here. Alright, so now it's time to plumb it all up. So this lid stays inside, and then the riser extension is attached to there with screws, and then the lids are over there with the fittings. And then right here is where the baffle wall is. Always take a hammer and kind of knock that out. I just knock this out just because that's how the tank pretty much vents itself and just stays self-leveling. So all your gases vent back through the inlet pipe through to the roof plumbing of the house. So there's the inlet chamber inside the tank. There's your baffle wall with your 4-inch gap. This is the rubber boot that I'll be coming into. And at first I was gonna just cut the cast iron there and come into the side, but like I said, I'm going up to the house and just bring all that in to the back of it with PVC. So, and I'm gonna drop them a clean out over there. So yeah, this is our septic tanks. The outlet, and let me talk about that real fast. The outlet, because I'm running out of time here. Gotta get stuff done before the inspector gets here. But the outlet gets a filter tee. This is a Polylock PL68, and that's your standard residential. Less than, oh my gosh, I think it's less than 1,500 gallons. It's either 1,500 or 2,500. I can't remember, but it's that's your standard residential effluent filter. When you pump the tank out, they're supposed to pull that out, pull the red insert out, and wash it off into the tank at pumping. And homeowner's supposed, I will explain to him that filter at least needs to be checked and cleaned every 6 months, depending on frequency of usage. But that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna get to scratching this out with the machine here. I'm gonna backfill some dirt around the tank so I can work in here. Alright, so now I got the outlet side plumbed in. Took out that green thin wall crap and put regular Schedule 40 PVC back in it and sealed a hole on the D box. That box is very brittle, so I really didn't want to do too much. Filters in. Now I'm working on the inlet side. I got the trench dug out, and yeah, so I got that piece of cast iron out. So now to dig around that hub a little bit, and then start my PVC. Alright, so Spectre just left, and I have got approval to cover it up. So that'll be pretty much it for this one. I'll just pretty much just upload a photo of the final cover up and everything. But got the inlet pipe done, got that boot clamped in. I got the pipe just barely sticking over the inlet hole access. Got a 45 there, and straight up to a clean out. Then it bends back to the cast iron here. And like I said, he said he's gonna have a plumber come and replace this cast iron into the wall. So, and it's all my license covers from pretty much to the foundation. I can't go past that. So that's it. So I'm done with all the plumbing. The system is ready to use. I'm going to get the risers, extensions put on, bolt it down, and pretty much backfill it all together, and then just grade it smooth. That's it. I'm done here. So hope you enjoyed. Hope I illustrated a couple things for some folks. Hope I answered some questions on how certain things get done. That's pretty much it. So yeah, on to the next one.